Alright, it's been uh, 2 months since I recorded or posted anything. And I'm hella sorry for that. I'm hella sorry for that. That's my bad. That's not me. But it's because I was just going through some stuff and I had to work through it. But I think I'm going to do better now. And yeah, I'm going to start a new series today. Obviously, the background is different than the one I normally have. I got a new phone and stuff. My birthday passed and stuff. So I'm actually I'm now 16, so lit, and I'm gonna be doing What If Naruto Had Nen, which because I looked it up on YouTube and I only saw like what I didn't really see any actual attempts at this What If. I mean, and the ones I did see were like not like almost no effort or like very bad. Like I just want to make sure like I can give credit to those two great fucking influence of my life, you know. I love those two anyway. So yeah, I'm gonna do that. And if I like take small breaks in between my talking, I'm playing my game as well, just to keep my mind running on something else, because I normally get distracted easily. So I use my game to keep my attention. I should probably start playing like Batman or something I can like grind. Yeah. And you know what? If you guys ever want like gameplay, I can like start recording my gameplay and then uploading it with my what else? But yeah, I've been on a 2 minute tangent for the intro, and I'll also get an intro to the video, so it'll be lit and stuff. All right, so let's get started. The intro would happen now. Bam. Okay. Um. So we start. We're actually gonna start in the Hunter x Hunter universe with right after Kilo and Gon left Bisky, and Bisky is looking into her precious jewel, thinking about the children that just left. She she as she looks into the jewel, she sees a reflection of somebody behind her, but she didn't sense any aura or presence. But then a massive presence appears behind her, and she turns around, activating Ken and her 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 actual form, not her little female form like this one showing her muscular form. Um, and sh- and then she sees she just sees a portal and it just swallows her up. And then we're going to the Naruto universe. Uh, so everything's gonna happen normal and the same, except whenever whenever the Nine Tails is sealed into Naruto, Bisky is coming through and she's using her. She came through the Nen portal, and she was right on top of. She was right next to Naruto whenever she came out, and she blasted her Haku, her 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 Nen Hatsu. I don't know why I said Haku. So her Hatsu at in Minato's direction, but just because that's the only enemy she saw behind her. And then Minato, trying to protect the sun, gets in front of him, takes this blast. Due to his chakra, it kind of cancels out the Hatsu. But some of the calmer waves reach Naruto and start changing his chakra network into, and then the Nen pathways. The what is Moon called them? I don't remember. I'll do more research when I drop the part. I actually drop part 1, part 2. That'll probably be hopefully tomorrow. Probably not. Or tonight. I'll maybe try to record an actual episode. Um, yeah, and then she she uh she sees that this guy's injured with a baby, you know, and he's actually dead, but she doesn't know that yet. He's just standing there still, and he sees a woman behind the man, and laying over top of the baby. That's the baby boy is obviously crying, and then she sees this and she's like, "What happened? Like, where am I?" And she gets an appropriate adjustment to her surroundings, and she's like, "Okay, so I have to understand and figure out what's going on here, so that I can get back home." So she does her hunter stuff, but then Hiruzen arrives, and Hiruzen thinks that she's an enemy, and Hiruzen automatically attacks her with his staff. And then she says, "I am not your enemy. I don't know who you are or what this place is. But I am not from here." And he's like, "What have you done with the Yonde, or the fourth Hokage?" And then she's like, "I do not know who of which you speak." And then Hiruzen's like, "Well, until we settle what's going on here, we're gonna have to restrain you and put these chakra suppression seals on you." And she says, "Chakra, what is that?" And he's like, "You don't know what chakra is? Well, then you obviously must not be an enemy. But your aura or your presence about you is strong. Are you a warrior, some kind of samurai?" He asks curiously, and she answers, "No, I am a hunter." He asks for the explanation of a hunter, and she explains what a hunter is, and then he is very confused by her definition of hunter, and she says that it is different for every person that bears the name. So let's just have a time skip here while he puts these chakra suppressing seals on her, and takes her and Naruto obviously back to the hospital. And then not to the hospital, to wherever they go. No, but we're actually gonna have a time skip to a day or two later, whenever the village is cleaned up a little bit, and Hiruzen has time to question Bisky about where she's from. Bisky says, "I am from Earth." She names all the places in her that she knows of, what they're called and everything, and they say, "We have no places named like that here." And then he's like, "Do you have any special abilities?" And she says, "Yes. Everybody on my from my home has special abilities and different types depending on what type of person they are." And he was very intrigued by this, and he said, "What is your abilities called, do you have a name for these traits? And she says, yes, it's called Nen. And she says and she explains, the four properties of Ren. The four properties of Nen, 10 Ren, 10 Ren, Hatsu, and something. 10, and I think it is Ken, maybe. I don't know. But, yeah, she tells him what the four things are. And he is even more intrigued by her world and how her power works. And then, they go on to, she goes on to explain everything about her world that she can to him. And he comes to understand, being, the third Hokage and a very understanding person and a leader. He's accepting and trying to help her find a way home. And in the meantime, she will join the village and she will be a special ninja Anbu only for him. But then, we're going to have a time skip to Naruto. But Naruto's going to be the same Naruto, just the only thing is he's going to have, Nen, obviously. Fuck, man. I'm sorry for stuff. I'm playing Rocket League and they just beat us because my team can't do anything. I literally don't want to score anything and they haven't helped me at all. I'm sorry for ranting. Okay, so after, we time skip to Naruto was let's say about 6, and we see Naruto more often being fickle, being more, let's say, foxy, being more conniving. He's and he does still have the 9 tails, by the way, and he is he's 4, and he goes up to Hiruzen and he says, third Hokage, why can everybody use chakra and I can't? And he says, well then you can't be a ninja, son. You're classified as a civilian. And, he gets tears in his eyes, and he's like, but, and then, he's stuttering, and, he has tears in his eyes, and he's like, he's asking, why? And then, Hiruzen is damn confused why, too. He has a 9 tails inside of him. Why doesn't he have any? Why can't he, produce any chakra, control any chakra? And then, as he's crying, he feels this aura about Naruto. And then, what's his name? Bisky appears from the shadows, and she grabs Naruto and releases her her Hatsu on him, but not like Wing did to everybody, like Wing did to Golden Killua. And if you haven't watched Hunter x Hunter, so basically what Wing did, he forced his Nen aura through him with no malicious intent, because if it buried any malicious intent, it would kill any unsuspecting person that cannot use Nen to defend themselves. Alright, so, and Hiruzen was like, what did you just do? And she said, I don't know why, but this child has Nen as well. And Hiruzen says that is interesting, because he was there and then he thinks to himself, he was there that night. What happened? And then he's like, he's like, um, he's like, Naruto, go back home. I'll call for you tomorrow. We'll discuss this more, okay? And then Naruto, pouting, says yes, sir, and then returns home. And then you know, Bisky and Hiruzen conversate after about what happened at that night and how he could have gotten in. And she said whenever she got teleported here, this land that she did blast Haku or Hatsu behind her to try to defend herself from the enemy or the huge malicious presence she felt behind her. And then she's like I'm sorry, I just dropped my phone, so I heard a messed up noise. She was like, this Yondain or fourth Hokage must have blocked the malicious Haku, or why do I keep calling it Haku? Alright, so Hatsu. I'm sorry. I'm human and I mess up. It's my mistakes. I apologize dearly. And I don't know how I got to 100 siders, but thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. I forgot to say that. Like, I am so great. Like, I don't know how I did it. I posted 4 videos. You guys are amazing. Like, I don't know if my content must be, halfway decent, or it must have just been long enough to get subscribers, So, thank you very much. I appreciate it. I just want to say that. Okay? I love you. And if you want, I can name you guys the Thunderbolts, because I'm a thunderstorm. Thunderbolts. Okay. That's corny. I dropped my phone again. So yeah, where was I? So they talk about what happened that night, and then she explains what must have happened, and that must have changed whatever natural root, whatever his chakra into Nen. And then he's like, you will be his sensei once, and his academy will be much different than the other students. He will only be in the academy for 2 years in this what if. So he's gonna start the academy at 4 instead of the usual 6, and he's gonna learn everything, the first 2 years of the academy are just basic life skills, and then after that it's all ninjas training. So that's what they're gonna do. He's gonna get the first 2 years of life skills training, and then so he entered the academy. Or no, alright, so I'm not gonna do that. He time skips to the next day. Naruto enters the office, and Hiruzen calls out every single one of his Anbu. Naruto is scared because he doesn't know why Hiruzen called out all his Anbu. And then Hiruzen says, everyone get out except for, and then he's gonna say Sugar Plum, because Bisky's mask is actually gonna, be a sugar plum. Like, it's gonna be that color scheme thing. And then, he's like, take off your mask, and then I'm sorry, I have a stuttering problem. He's like, introduce yourself. She says, I'm Bisky. I am gonna be your trainer and your special type of life energy. And he says, what do you mean? So, and then and then he nods his head, and then, I mean, she looks at Hiruzen, he nods his head, she explains to him what happened that night. Naruto is hella confused. He gets, he gets happy, sad, and then, uh, he realizes that, you know, he must be very special. He has a special power that nobody else has. And then she's like, but before I can train you, I'm gonna have to let your body develop a little bit first. So she told him that she released his nen, and that he has to put that she put a cap on his aura whenever whenever she released it. So she will release his aura he he's ready to use it, because she sensed an unusually powerful aura within him. All right, I'm sorry. Um, and he's like, okay, and then and she's like, all right, so if you finish, we're gonna have to wait. Oh, sorry, I dropped my phone again. I'm very sorry. I need to get my phone off my pants. It just keeps slipping down. I just need to get a new case for my phone. Oh, that's hella zoomed in. I'm sorry. Alright, so she's like, um, I'm gonna train you, but after your body gets more developed, because I can't train you at such a young age. And then she's like, but but I can start teach you on simple training. You, ah, I will release some of your nen, and then she releases about 10% of his nen, and then she's like, you feel this natural energy flowing out of you? See if you can cut it off. And then him thinking about it, him trying to feel the natural energy around him, in a couple seconds, it's cut off, and he's just standing still. You know, and she didn't even have to, she reacts just like Wing did whenever Gon Kilo did it. She's like, he's a natural, he did it. And you know it, it took many people years to even sense the aura. The fact that he was immediately able to cap it as soon as he understood what was going on, she was very impressed, and saw that he was going to be a prodigy. And she said, work on your, she explained what, everything, Nen, Tenren, Hatsu, and all that shit. And he started training his Ten and Ren, to produce more aura and to sustain the aura around him, like a gel. And then, she said, work on this every day I until I meet you, and let's see how strong your aura is. And slowly, as I feel your aura increase, I will decrease your or increase the amount of nen you can use, or the amount of nen you can create, and you will have to put a cap on it as soon as I release it. So you're gonna have to be ready for that. That's another step in your training. To be always aware and ready for any attack, even me unsealing your nen. And then she says, all right, I will see you in 3 years. And then he's like, but the academy is only 2 years. Yes, but your body will be ready in 3. And this is a 6-year-old Naruto, so he'll be ready when he's 9. Whenever people are actually in the first year of ninja training. And he's like, okay. And he says, well then, I'll be off and I'll be seeing you. And then uh, she's like, first I have to show you how to do the exercises. And then he's like, okay, can you show me really fast? And then she does them, and he immediately repeats after her and does it, and she's shocked. And this is like an abnormal amount of shock and awe. She is surprised that this kid was able to master this nen training in, seconds. He was able to understand it and comprehend how to do it and accomplish it. So she's, you know, excited to train this kid. She's more excited than she was to train Kilo and Gon, but she knows she wants to get back to them as well. And she doesn't tell him about her needing to go back to her own world because she doesn't want to worry the kid with, her adult problems. So, shit, my bad. He goes into the academy. Let's time skip 3 years. No. Let's time skip a year. It's gonna be actually a long part 0 because I was gone for so long. Naruto. Naruto is now able to use 30% of his nen, and his aura that's shrouding him is on, let's say, Killua and Gon's level mid Greed Island arc. So that's pretty decent. All right, no, but before not before Bisky's training, before Bisky's second training, like after how can I explain this? Like midway through their training with but the assassin that used, or the hunter that used scissors and ate hair to know everything about a person. So they're probably midway. He's probably midway through that. That's how strong he is, and he doesn't know his aura type yet either. So mind that. So he's just blindly using 30% of his aura, and he's already that far. And so I'm trying to make him busted as fuck. And I'm sorry for cursing. So, we go. He's super excited because he knows his aura is strong. He feels it every day. He feels like he's stronger than everybody else in his class. But if, they actually got into a fight, he'd lose because of their long range jutsu. He can only do close range stuff, and even then, it's only decent. But he can take a lot of hits for some reason. He sees, and he's a little disappointed in himself, but he knows once he gets his training from this lady with a special power, he's gonna be the strongest ninja ever. Is what he says to himself in his mind. And he's like, believe it, And then for what's it called? Oh, I lost my outro, so I don't have that anymore because I got a new phone. Okay, so he's training while training his Tenon Ren one day. He he reduces enough Ren in front of him that's kind of like Hatsu. That's kind of like Hatsu, and then he starts performing a Hatsu right in front of him, like, and he's um, and nothing's happening. Like, he doesn't see anything. But then he smelled, and it was he smelled and he didn't smell anything different. He felt and there was nothing there. And he touched the ground. And he felt it was sticky. And then he put the thing up to put his fingers up to his nose to see what it smelled like. And it didn't really have a smell. Then he licked it, and it was sweet. So he's a transmitter. And then freaking so, but he doesn't know that he's a transmuter yet. He just knows that for some reason whenever he shoots out his aura strong enough, it makes stuff sweet and sticky. And he really likes sweets for some reason. Like, he has a hella sweet tooth, and he's always had it, and he still does love ramen. All right. So, I'm gonna just finish this part up. So, time skip to whenever Naruto is doing. He's going to finish the academy. He has to take the final exam, but it's only about the life stuff, and he passes it with full marks, and then all students are like, okay, they still don't talk to him because they think he's a demon, and he doesn't understand why, even though he can't use chakra. He doesn't understand why Roy looks at him weird. He thinks it's because he can't use chakra, and that. But the third Hokage said nobody knows about his special power, and Naruto is like, well then my special power must not be that good. And Bisky's like, no, your special power will be the greatest power in this whole land. And then she's like, really? And she's like, yes. And then so he's super excited, and then time skip 2 years, and then or a year after that, and she released 100% of his aura, and he's probably end Greed Island arc, just because she stopped his training for the last 6 months so that his body could get in tune with his new amount of aura, and she was gonna begin his training, for a ninja. He was obviously gonna have to learn, basic ninja skills. So he's gonna be training for a year and a half. So we're gonna actually have another year and a half time skip of regular ninja stuff. All right, so he gets his basic. Okay, my bad. My mom called for me 2 times. I had to go do something. But yeah, he gets ninja training, but not. He gets trained in taijutsu only, and the only reason why he gets trained in taijutsu is because he needs a fighting style, but he doesn't get trained the academy style fighting style. He gets trained in his father's uh, flying Raijin. The way he uses flying Raijin for pressure points and stuff like that. Or yeah, he uses it to target. So never mind. Let me rephrase that. So Minato's fighting style is more like he uses the flying Raijin to get an angle on his opponent to do damage to like hit his Rasengan or hit a pressure point on his body. So that's kind of how Naruto's fighting style is. It's to use his speed and strength to force his opponent around him, and then Naruto starts going crazy. In his taijutsu style, he after um, uh, 6 months of just weight training and and uh, training and his father's special taijutsu style, which does not need chakra, by the way. I mean, in his father's taijutsu style does incorporate the flying Raijin, but the only reason why Naruto is able to use it is because Naruto is able to speed himself past most most enemies. All right, so after 6 months of training, he gets all the way. He gets level 2 mastery over his taijutsu, and there's 5 levels of mastery over it. And um, so this is now 2 years after Bisky said she would train him. Naruto's Bisky is now saying, "Alright, you are fully ready for me to start training you now." And I'm gonna end it here. We're gonna start with his training arc. So we're gonna start the show with a training arc. It's gonna be lit. So right now he is 8 years old, and it's about to be lit. Okay, and I'm sorry for not posting in a while, and so I probably actually won't have an intro. So it's kind of just gonna be a minute in the beginning where there's awkward silence because I thought there was gonna be an intro that played. I know, even though it would only be instantaneous for you guys, I just did it just so I had some time to edit it in, and I had some leniency, but it's whatever. I'll catch you all next time. And if you guys want, I'll continue the Dragon Sage. You guys just have to hit me up in the comments, it's whatever.